Alright. Welcome everybody to the good show. Not even gonna try it, mate. Not even gonna try it. Hello everybody. It's the good show, episode 41 here,
James,
hosted by the Good
Semmler.
Studio. What's up everybody? Thanks all for tuning in. Thanks all for being patient and watching Trance in his production chair at the beginning.
Semmler was gonna do the line that he took from Mike. Mike called the show an abortion.
He did call it an abortion.
You were like, I'm gonna use that mic.
I was like, I was gonna use it, and then I decided it otherwise. I decided
the
not
show's
to use it.
gonna save the show.
I was gonna save it. I was gonna try.
Okay.
You know,
it's going good.
Pick it up and no. Put it back in. No. All right. Well, as you all know, James is sitting here with me here at the host desk. What's up? How you doing, James? You all right? You woke up like 5 minutes before the show?
No, I was awake. I've slept twice today. I was working, and I slept, and I worked, and then I was taking a nap. Mm-hmm. And that's fine.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a power nap.
Yeah.
Just ask Opie. He took a power nap earlier.
You did a power nap?
Yeah,
Opie. Nice. Was it?
It was good.
Any good dreams?
I dreamt of Semmler. That makes sense.
You dreamt of Semmler.
Now I feel awkward. Now this feels awkward. And what's worse is he was actually taking that power nap in my bed, so he was dreaming of me in my bed. Opie, you got some explaining to do, man.
I love your matching shirts. It's very cute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is the only shirt I had, I think. So it's I only wear stuff like this when I'm really out of clothes because this is what it's not very nice.
Yeah.
Nice shirt there, Sam.
Thanks. All right.
It's one of your better ones, right?
Yeah, it is actually. I think people are pretty familiar with it by now.
Yeah.
And
It's got sleeves and
got
like a
it's got
collar
everything.
and buttons.
Collar, buttons. It stays on. It keeps me warm.
It's got a pocket.
Yeah,
You never actually use that pocket for anything, though. It's just...
Things drops from that pocket.
Well, yeah, we might as well. Thanks, Trance. In the corner,
It's about time.
starting the show off. Weppas, Bruno, and Mike. What's up, guys? You guys doing all right?
Not much. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
10 out of 10 right here.
10 out of 10.
I want to
You're
hijack just a second. It's my mom's birthday today.
Oh!
Feliz cumple, ma. She's watching, always watching.
Bon anniversaire. Bon anniversaire.
Hey,
you go.
Mike, do you know what you look like on that camera? You look like you look because Louis C.K. When he goes on stage, he only wears black.
Yeah.
And he's really fucking white. You're like the trendier version of Louis C.K.
I'm
like
the
a
non-obese, ginger, not bald
Yeah.
Louis C.K.
Mike has a soul.
No, you're a cross between if Louis C.K. was able to have a child with the other comedian that
Ricky
wears
Gervais?
black, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, there you
You're a crossbreed of Ricky Gervais and Louis C.K. That is an honor, to be honest. That's what you look like.
Do you feel the honor, Mike?
All you need to do now is lose
I'm
your
just
hair.
saying.
Thanks.
I think I nailed that.
I was also 10 out of 10.
That was on point.
10 out of 10's everywhere today.
Well, let's go ahead and get moving here, guys. This is a news show after all, so we're going to get into it. No real general news tonight, apart from Richard Lewis actually started his show last week. That's in the doc here, and I don't
You
want
put
to
it
get
in
beating
for him, did
later.
you? Put it in for your buddy.
Dude, gotta look out. I honestly I didn't, but whatever. Richard Lewis started his show. It's called Esports Heaven. It happened last week. He had other guests. He had other guests on the show as well, apart from James and myself. It was, I believe, Pansy, who is a female CSGO commentator, and also Red Eye. He had. So ran about 2 hours. It was good. I don't know. You were the last guest on the show.
I just wanted to come and correct everybody of their misconceptions of what they were talking about.
I didn't actually get to see your part. What did you talk about in particular?
Just you said there's an old boys club. I said there wasn't.
No, I said there was an old boys club, but I later clarified, like a sentence after that. It was the same thing with Robert. He tried to put that on me too. He's like, no, there's no old boys club. I'm like, no, there isn't an old boys club. It's just connections and networking like any other fucking industry. So people using this old boys club term is really just bullshit.
There is an old boys club.
There is. We're trying to dodge it here, man.
I don't know.
Well,
yeah, anyway, there was a show. It
yeah.
was good. Well done.
It was good. It was good. So I think it happens on Wednesday nights. So tune in then, if you want to. I don't know what he's doing this week. He hasn't announced it yet, but keep your eyes open. We'll keep you informed. I'll tweet about it if it happens. But
And that's it.
That's it for general news.
Go for a commercial break.
I have general news. Yeah, we need a 5-minute break now to change things up. And then
that was hard.
that was
that
pretty.
was hard.
That was quick, huh? Well, it wasn't like last week where we went on for like 50 minutes in the general news.
Well, but
and then
there were more general news that time.
there was. There was.
I mean,
Well, we're
more
going to
than
cut to
one,
the chase.
for
We're going to cut to the chase. And actually, to kick off Dota 2, it's pretty much the meatiest subject in the whole thing. TI3's been announced.
yep.
And this is a big thing because obviously Ice Frog here in the corner is going to be able to tell us more.
Well, I mean, no one's surprised that it was announced, but because it was going to happen. The thing is that no one probably saw it coming until it came. And that's what happened last year as well. It's like suddenly nothing from Valve in terms of what they're planning, what they're doing. Bam! The International 3 announced. You see a new page.
Yeah.
First day we saw IG getting invited.
Yeah, we can take a look at the page as well. The page that they put
Finally,
up.
Greveling got put out.
Yeah,
Since
there
when?
was this scribbling thing from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Initially, just the IG was invited. Now, by this time, we have all the 13 teams. The difference between last year and this year is that instead of being 14 invited teams and 2 qualifiers, it's 13, 2 qualifiers, and a wildcard who's... It's an unfortunate name, because people are saying, oh, wildcard, they're going to invite whoever they like.
Exactly.
Right? It sounds like, okay, we're going to bring a team, an up-and-coming team, a fan favorite that maybe is not a top team or something like that. But clearly, if you keep scrolling down below, the way the wildcard works, it is from each qualifier, which is an East qualifier with 8 teams and a West qualifier with 8 teams, 2 teams will trans.
Chance.
Jesus
Bruno
Christ,
is requesting
trans.
your
Ah,
services
there we
as a
go.
producer
There we
today.
Thank you.
So we're just below here. You have the
So I
wild
have
card winner at the
8
top.
teams from each qualifier. Top team from each qualifier will be going directly to the international, and the second team from each group will play in Seattle. So they will still be going to Seattle, and once there, they will play a best of 5, and the winner of that best of 5 will be the 16th team invited. Now, if we scroll a little back up, we'll be able to see the invited teams. Weppas, any objection, anything to say about these teams?
Not really any objections of these teams. Like, I mean, if you look at like the joint Dota rankings, I believe these are actually the 13 highest ranked teams in the world right now. Anyways, I saw the picture as well. But
Fucking Apollo.
yeah, so
Fucking the Shermanators making...
That's what happens when you get a good
That is
haircut.
such a good
Not a
picture.
half-assed haircut.
That is
I wouldn't
such
say it's a big surprise though.
Anyway, let's go back to Dota 2.
Ruin the
The
show.
Yeah.
chat already
It's
have
not really a
started
big
their reign of
surprise.
terror.
Yeah, I think some people... The only team that some people was expecting to be here and is not is Team EG.
Hmm.
Personally, I agree with EG being in the qualifiers and not in
Well,
the...
I agree with Dignitas getting it before EG.
Yes,
Dignitas
absolutely. I mean, I don't
performances
think there's
have
any
been
kind of...
great.
any kind of discussion about that. Like,
Yeah,
if you look
I
at
mean-
Dignitas accomplishments, especially in the last 3-4 months, they have been more consistent, better. They got first place in the Rhythmics Pro Dota League, which was the $6,000 tournament run by Virtus Pro. They got second place in a couple tournaments as well.
In hours, for example.
Yeah, in hours, and also
The defense, weren't they? Maybe?
Yeah, the defense against Virtus Pro as well. So
The only team
No,
that released...
no, they came third, fourth. I think. In the
yeah.
defense.
Whatever.
Defense
same
was Team
thing.
Liquid.
There
No,
was
Fnatic versus
Fnatic,
Liquid.
yeah.
Yeah.
There was another tournament where they were. Well, I mean, they've
they've
been doing
been
pretty well.
performing.
And EG, they haven't been playing. pretty
D2L.
much. D2L.
Yeah, D2L.
D2L.
Against Liquid, right?
Good job, Mike. That's
Yeah.
why we bring
Yeah,
you to the Dota 2 segment.
Hey, I got more to say about these teams,
Thanks,
too.
Well,
Ricky, CK.
I've got... You said you have objections. I have objections.
Okay.
It's too many teams. There should be like 2 qualifier slots per region, and then a wild card.
So how many invited teams?
I don't know, 11. Like, I mean, it's 13, so I just feel like there should be more teams, more qualifier slots. That's I feel like that would be cooler.
It's an interesting thought.
That's another
Fuck
way
you,
of saying
Bruno.
yeah, exactly. Like, go fuck yourself, Mike.
I think that I agree that in the future it'll have to be that way, because if you look at last year's qualifier, I mean, let's go even further back. Tier 1 qualifiers. It was not entirely random, but some teams that were there like had Dota 2 for just 1 week to practice. Some teams had it for 3 months. So it was kind of, no one could know what to expect because they were Dota 1 players, and even if they were really good at Dota 1, Dota 2 was a different game, different, like, less heroes or whatever. TI2, we had about 2 or 3 teams that were pretty questioned in terms of, why is this team getting invited? I think that M5 was doing quite bad just before. AL was doing really well in February. but they were not doing very well after they got invited. So the thing is that now we got to Tier 3 and we got 13 teams that are all really, really good. Like no one can say any of these teams this week. But by Tier 4, we'll have more than 13.
Yeah.
And by that time, if you keep inviting people, you'll definitely leave people outside that deserve an invite. So I'm assuming that by next year, with the way Dota 2 is growing, we might actually see what...
I think a lot of the reason for inviting, especially for the Eastern region, was to make sure everyone was getting visas in time.
Yes.
And in the qualifiers...
Well, I mean, you can't really say that much because, I mean, other than IG, who was invited really, like, last week, all the invites came this week right now.
Yeah, no,
like
but
both Chinese and non-Chinese.
The point is, if you invite, you're directly in control of what's happening in your tournament.
Yes.
You know, it's...
Well, how likely is it that a Chinese team wins the Eastern qualifier?
Very.
So, I mean, whether or not they're getting visas for one team or two teams...
You kind of said that, you kind of phrased that a bit weird. How likely is it a Chinese team win the Eastern qualifier? Probably more likely than a European team.
No, but aren't there like Singaporean teams and shit?
Yeah, of course, but it's like...
Fuck you too, James.
It's like... It's very likely, Mike.
Well, doesn't it negate your whole point you're making about... I mean... Anyway.
The point is you control your tournament from the get-go with regions that are hard to control necessarily if you go off qualifiers, in the sense that you know who's been good over the year. But for the Western, I agree with Mike in the sense that it would be nice if there was more qualification for it. But as you can see it, when you look at the list, there's no team that, the only one that I felt a bit like, they've been up and down, a bit inconsistent, was VP. But recently they had some great results. Yeah. And so that was also the same with Team Dignitas. They were a bit up and down, and then all of a sudden they just came looking really strong in the past month and a half, and they look really good. So I don't think anyone really has a quarrel with the invited teams. No. And I think the qualifications, they're announced on
Thursday.
Yeah, so we're expecting to see EG in there.
Definitely.
Rockskis,
teams like Rockskis,
hopefully Red Pandas.
Now, are the qualifications open, or are they by
No,
No,
it's just 8 invited teams.
8 invited teams.
So they will be announced on Thursday.
Yeah.
Some of the teams, like most people expect, as we were saying, like Rockskis probably will be there, Mousepost will probably be there. For the Eastern qualifiers, BG Gaming is the one, like the other strong team that didn't make it to the invitation, so probably they'll be there. It's going to be interesting. I'm really excited seeing, like, reading the threads on Reddit and like speculation from team. People say, "Oh, this team is going to get here." People saying, "Oh, this team should get here," and that team disbanded 2 months ago, and no one knew. It's like,
But also the messaging of how the international actually works isn't clear to a lot of teams, because we're hosting the qualifiers. Yes. I've had like 3 teams message me asking how they can get in. And I'm like, that's not me.
Yeah.
And I can TCM was one of them.
Who's going about handling this? The invitations
Valve.
for qualifiers. So it's Valve. It's coming straight from Valve.
Valve.
Yeah, but they message me. I'm like, I'll get you in.
Yeah, exactly.
I told them anyway.
Historically, they take feedback from the community and they ask the same, like the teams, the players, the casters, like. But in the end, the whole decision comes from Valve.
Okay.
So,
I was about to say, that undercuts, any kind of corruption.
Anything else to talk about apart from, I guess, we're hosting it and BTS?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're moving towards that.
Let's have a photo.
Oh, what did you want to talk about?
Look, James.
Yes, document.
Oh, you have a structure?
Yes, there's a structure. There's a method to the madness, James.
Take us on a magical journey.
I will. The train is rolling. Well, we just need to set it on fire. So, we do have the invited teams there. We have them. So, announcing the finals. So it will be an in-house pub stomp.
Yes. Wow. I was trying to make a little bit more hype about that, but if you want to break it down like
your train fucking sucks,
dude. My train's on fire, man. It is going. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Your train's like Thomas the Tank Engine. Every fucking episode, someone needs help in Thomas the Tank Engine. Most unreliable trains ever.
Yeah,
but he couldn't he? Isn't that the little blue train that could? My train is the little blue train that could. He just keeps believing in himself, trucking along on the trail.
Certainly
little train that could have.
Not sure it could.
All right, so already I'm going to tell you, work on the wording if you want it like that. So I'm just
should I do
the
this?
wording of the document. So part of it. What we'll be doing then is we'll be having an in-house pub stomp, and pub stomp is a word that means barcraft, essentially, basically, but we didn't want to say barcraft, we want something Dota related. So it's a pub stomp that's going to be happening here in the studio. So when we are hosting, I believe, the finals of the qualifiers, May 19th, we're going to be actually having a live audience here in our house, up in the living room. We got a projector, we're going to be setting that up, we got plenty of space, and we're basically going to try and fit as many people as we can into the house and just have a good time with it.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be interesting.
That about sums up the situation.
Yeah. So what you have to do, I mean, if you live in Stockholm, you probably want to, hey, I want to go to the qualifiers. But if we bring all our fans from Stockholm, I don't know if they're going to fit because we have so many.
It's gonna be.
I actually don't know. Maybe there's two coming.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get ahead of yourself there, Bruno.
You know. So yeah, we'll of course we'll be inviting some people that we that are part of, like our friends as well. But the main goal was you should, if you want to come, you should send an email to info@thegoodstudio.com.
Info
or contact.
Info. I was checking with him. He gave me the nod, so I'm cool. info@thegoodstudio.com. Of course, only email if you want to come.
Can come.
If you
email saying I want to come, but
I live on the other side of the country. You guys brought me some money.
Exactly. Unfortunately, we're not flying anyone this year. Maybe in the future. So
we'll subsidize travel.
We will be receiving probably like lots of people. If you want to just, it's not a requirement, but you should write why. It'd be cool for you to come, and
Bruno will judge you.
Look, chat, if any of you come to my house and jerk off, I will be extremely sorry. This whole I want to come thing, you've turned that into something different, okay? It's not what's going to happen. Potentially. It might actually, but...
Yes.
Let's invite Zoe.
They get a leg up for sport, right? If they have kids. We should mention that.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you can write whatever you want, and then we'll look at your name if it looks like a female name.
Pics included are always a good thing, you know?
Yeah.
Headshots, measurements.
Never hurts.
Yeah.
Never hurts.
Jesus.
So
I've met some pretty big esport guys that have tits, Trance.
Trance is open-minded. Trance is highly open-minded.
Anyways.
So, well, yeah, that's the Geese
How Spawn and Newman, you were both qualified.
You went there.
Dude, why are you surprised? James has no limits.
So, yeah.
JP McDaniel's going to send us a photo in a bra. I need to do something else. Artosis is stealing my StarCraft show, trying to move into Dota 2. JP McDaniel.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, so May 19, that's a Sunday, just in case. You probably will be able to come if you want to, because on Sunday no one does anything. So, that's it, I guess.
That about wraps it up.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going with it, but just at the end of Dota 2, I want to add something else to this. But let's just move to the next topic.
Let's go ahead. So, yeah. Next topic in here is that KP has added Come With Me, and Arteezy, Ariz, and Zizou are out.
Yes. So, okay, here's what happens, right? This is called
Break it down
panic.
for us, Bruno. Break it down.
This is called invitation panic. So, invites are rolling. And not like last year that we're rolling at it's like 1 a week, but they're rolling at 5 a day. And some teams know that they will probably get invited. Some teams know that we'll probably make it to the qualifiers. And some teams are like, we might get into the qualifiers, or probably we will, but let's just make our team as strong as possible, so if when we get to the qualifiers, we get the better chance to actually get the spot. So that means that this week there were lots of movements around, and the first one we're talking now, it's KP getting Come With Me and Arteezy. Now whether it's a good move or it's a bad move,
well, we'll find out if they get the invite.
Is this where you're actually going to talk to Weppas about it? Because otherwise, I feel he's just sat there and he's about to burst into some sort of rap battle as a part-time entertainment show in the studio. I figured that's all he's turned up to do, because he's dressed like a rapper. He hasn't said much, Bruno. And then when we go to commercial break, he's going to bust it out.
He's waiting for his moment, man.
Yo, Weppas.
Lay it down, bro. Lay it down for us. Give it to me good.
What's the word on the KP?
What? Yeah, tis what?
Oh, jeez.
Weppas would be the best rapper in the world. Just,
What?
Just need to get over crippling shyness.
Yeah.
Yo, here I want. Let's do a poll. Poll which team of these gets who gets invites, or do a poll. I want a poll while we talk.
Poll.
You sure that sounds pretty demanding?
Well, like Kaipi in the lineup, I think Adebisi is a good pickup for him to join because he's a really good up-and-coming player from Canada, I believe.
Canada, yes.
What is he, like 16 or something? He's
I
like
think
really
17.
young,
Yeah,
16 or 17, but he's really, really good anyways. And he's been, I believe that most people have seen him in IXDO maybe.
Yes.
So
That's
they've been seeing him
IX Mike in-house Dota 2 League.
Yeah. But he's been really, really good lately. So he's a really nice up-and-coming player. Come With Me is always a solid player. You never know how he's going to fit with a team. But, I mean, if it fits well, he's going to be good. So
I will quote a friend of mine that said, come with me in a team is never an improvement. So, wow, yeah. In the end, I'm not sure I agree.
Gods is such an asshole, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a jerk. If you're watching, I know you're watching me. The person said that. You don't say that.
I think we just found out here.
Nah, I don't know if it was going to just throw that guy.
No, he's watching. I mean, the problem with this is, like, in paper, Come With Me and Adebisi are better than, who is it, Arise and Zizou. In paper, at least. But the problem is that when you make a change, and I'm going to say this for this team, but it applies to every one of them. When you make a change like this,
It ran out.
you lose all the previous performances that you had. Like if you had an achievement with a team that changed 2 or 3 players, then suddenly the team that achieved that is not the same team that is now. So how can you actually say that the team is still strong and has those achievements to your back? So it's going to be interesting. I still think they're a strong team. I still think, but without seeing them play, like I probably have to.
But like making moves like this.
Looking at this, right? You got KP, Empire, and DD. Who's going to be good for the qualifiers if they all get invited? Who's going to suck?
Well, if they all get invited,
I'd
say KP and DD would be the strongest too.
KP and DD, not Empire.
No, I don't think so.
They've got Twister, Mitch, and Light of Heaven.
Yeah.
They
got Light of Heaven.
Yeah, they got Light of Heaven.
And they got Scandal Me.
I mean, I think that KP and DD would be the better one because DD, for one, they're going to have Goblak and fucking Mad drafting. And they're like super smart drafters, so they're gonna come up with some crazy fucking picks. And if they can execute it, it's gonna be ridiculous to see. And Kaipi's overall has been improved so much just with putting Eternal Envy in the roster. And now they got Adebisi as well, who's a really good mid player. And then they got Come With Me, who's a good support. So if it can work with a team, they're gonna be super strong.
So you're actually your favourites are these 3, KP and also DD.
Yeah.
Pick one.
I'd say DD then.
You reckon DD?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the international qualifiers, if these teams get invited, which I'm pretty sure they should, because you've got Goblak and Silent from Empire that will move over. Empire still have Scandal and also Light of Heaven now, which is big players, and KP with Eternal Envy, and that team's doing really well. So they should all get a qualifier invite. Yeah. Who else in the qualifiers do you think is going to be a big contender? You got Evil Geniuses, potentially.
Roxkiss, most likely.
Roxkiss have been doing very well recently.
Yeah, I think the qualifier is going to be really tough, actually. Like with the teams that we've been like discussing, if we see EG in the qualifier, if we see Roxkiss in the qualifier, maybe Pandas, it's going to be like a super tough. Maybe like the semifinals should be DD, Roxkiss, EG, and Pandas.
What do you think about Mouse?
Like that. Mouse is so... I think it's still kind of a wild card. They rely so much on black for them to succeed. So if a team like DD comes in and drafts something where they just lock down black completely or lock down Farah, they're not going to accomplish anything that game because they rely so much on those 2 players. So it's very hard for them to, like... When they play well, they play really, really good and they can win games and they can take games of top teams. It's just that they rely on 1 or 2 players too much.
All right, and of course, the international qualifiers for West are going to be starting 13th, actually, on this stream. So make sure you tune in.
One thing I would like to know, I don't know if you can... Do we know when the invited teams will be announced?
Thursday.
Thursday. This coming Thursday.
The qualifying team. Like, the 8 teams for the qualifiers.
For the qualifiers. For our qualifiers, East and West.
What? Sorry.
West will be announced as well, or East and West.
Both will be announced on Thursday.
On Thursday.
So yeah, that will be.
Right. So for any of you wondering, Thursday will be the announcement.
Yeah, that means
it's
one
like what
less
Bruno
week
said
for-
earlier when we were talking about the international qualifiers when you have the page up.
Yeah, and there's like 1,000 more people who have tuned in since, so maybe they didn't
Well, you
have
just
that information.
Let me finish my sentence, and I would have been like, "Hey guys, on the 13th, we're doing the international qualifiers. Teams are going to be announced on Thursday, but what we don't know is how the format for the qualifiers is exactly going to be. Unless Bruno, you know anything. What do you know?
Yes, I do know anything, but
Let's see, that was way better.
yeah.
I like that one more.
I know.
We'll edit yours out.
I know that it will be announced on Thursday, and I know the format will be announced on Thursday. So
So the format's coming Thursday.
yeah,
too.
the format is coming Thursday. Actually, we will be announcing the format. Like, it's our responsibility, and BTS's responsibility to show the format, but on Thursday, not before. So stay tuned. I mean, it's a nice format. It's a format. It has people like.
It is a format.
Teams get eliminated eventually, and then you get the
There's
first
8
team and the second
teams.
team.
They play
and it's
Dota.
a week.
Yeah.
And they got the
Basically,
TI.
as far as the studio goes as well, we're pretty much almost 2 weeks solid in preparation for the international qualifiers. So last week we basically did like a wish list. So everybody in the company just made a wish list of what they want to do for production.
I want a pony.
And yeah, that was in there. And then, so that's going to be what we're doing. So obviously over 13th to 19th, we won't have the regular shows. But hopefully if we do the good show over the period of time, we can fit it in. It might just be StarCraft only, because I'm sure you'll be kept up to date on what's happening in Dota. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, so we'll see what we can do. Make it cool. We've got the live audience.
We've got
That's
the
for the
last
finals.
audience.
For the final
Stuff
day.
for the
only.
finals, yeah.
Yeah, we're doing some nice things with our overlays. Maybe.
Yeah, we're working out. But anyway, I guess that wraps up the international stuff.
That wraps up the international stuff for now. Probably more information coming this Thursday. But until then, stay tuned. Go to thegoodstudio.com on Thursday, and we'll have information on the format.
We're using our website.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird. I've never visited it. Is it any good?
It's kind of blue.
Blue?
Yeah.
Blue?
Blue, black.
Blue?
You mean like orange, yellow?
No, that's like the background. It's a bluish black.
Really?
Or
Well,
I need to get my.
It's probably
Maybe
black.
it's just that monitor you have that.
Yeah.
Mayhaps.
We're just gonna crash the website next. Everyone's like, "Is it blue?"
It is actually blue.
Come on! I'm the only one that uses a website.
No, dude, I use the
blue.
website.
I was like,
Shit,
blue.
why is our website blue?
There's a lot of blue here. How did we miss this?
It's blue.
Have you actually visited?
Yes.
Semmler hasn't visited 100%. He never visited his website. Great website though.
We've got a store.
We got a store.
Holy shit, we're selling hoodies.
We
What a
have
great price.
subreddit?
I'm joking. Anyway, let's go back.
Hey,
Sam, where are
hey,
we
I was-
going, Sam?
Showing off our merchandise.
Lead
here.
on.
Oh yeah, someone in the chat pointed out it's not in the document, but there was a news. There was a post on Reddit. There was actually a link from somewhere else. I don't remember. Of Ice Rock saying that 6.78 will be ready before
That's right.
the International 3.
What does that mean?
That before August we'll have a new version of Dota 2 with lots of balance changes. So maybe we'll see.
What heroes can we expect from now until the international to actually be there?
Well, I mean, the most interesting thing is that we got Skywrath Mage, Bristleback, Slark, Drow, and Tusker.
Yes.
Those 5 heroes that were not in CM will be in CM starting, well...
Do you know, dude,
the Thursday.
Slark support.
Slark
No,
support
you're
for
still
the
gonna
warding.
fight for this.
Huh?
For the warding.
For the
Yeah.
anti-war.
Yeah, you just walk, and when you lose your passive, you find that you know there's a
You put a
ward.
sentry.
You put a sentry, and you can't kill the ward because it's high ground, and you are not.
No, you jump up.
You jump up, and you miss, and you just get stuck.
Why
in
would
the
you
game.
miss?
Because
No,
it's,
you
Explain to
you
me
get
why
it.
I've just missed my jump, Bruno.
because you're bad, and you miscalculate the length of your jump.
I thought it would be longer.
I played against
I
the
tell
Oscar
people why
support.
it's
Yeah.
longer. I can.
That's all the years of people lying to you about
Just shake your head.
how long a centimeter is.
As far as I'm concerned.
He
that-
always gets
Wait,
lengths wrong.
this is 9 inches, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that's
is
about 9 inches.
Yeah. Good.
Good.
So moving on, the Premier League 4 has ended. Alliance wins it over Liquid, and they take home $5,000 in the process. $3,000 go to Liquid, and $2,000 to VP, who placed third place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
is TPL the exact same format as D2L?
It ended up being something like that, yes.
But a bit shorter, right? But it's kind of the same.
I think they were both long as fuck, so I
mean,
you
both
know.
really, really long.
Yeah.
I think I hate to go over and over, but I think that everyone was like, oh, there's a TPL finals, and they're suddenly four of the top teams.
Yeah, I mean, you got to see Alliance play
Liquid.
Liquid. Everyone's happy to watch that.
Yeah, I mean, it got decent numbers, about 20K, which is like...
It's pretty good.
No, I saw like 26 at least.
Yeah,
I mean...
it got about like decent numbers. But then again, it was like, if you have to ask me what the other teams were, like, yeah, it was a bit too long. The finals were nice though. Team
Who casted it?
Blaze and Vic, which is actually short for something longer, which
Victory.
Victorian Steve.
Yeah.
Victoria
Beckham.
No.
Ooh.
That would have been interesting.
That's a curveball right there.
Yeah.
So essentially, you guys...
Vic Ramon. Thank
normally,
you.
Normally you shit on the TPL, Bruno. What's you being nice today?
The matches were nice. I mean, the teams were nice. The thing about Dota is that when two good teams are playing, it doesn't matter.
Well, it's kind of like...
but from the viewer experience...
It's kind of like WCS with StarCraft. Before it got to actually the games, we were like talking and critical of stuff, but then once you finally get to the finals of, you know, Alliance versus Liquid, it's like, well, people are happy with good games. So
it becomes more about the teams.
And it is just, really at the end of the day, it's about the games. So the games are good, players going to make some money.
But yeah, Alliance was really good because they were just qualified to G1 that day, which we're going to talk about in a bit. And the same day they went to there and beat Team Liquid in the finals.
They took $5,000 home. Team Liquid took $3,000, and VP came in third with $2,000. Sorry, yeah.
So VP is still bringing in some good results.
And that was a Premier League 4, so we'll have to wait to see when 5 is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, you mentioned G1 League finals. You might as well jump straight into it. That's where we're going now.
Yeah.
G1 League and Team Liquid.
Team Liquid and Alliance will be flying to China. I talked to some people from both teams. They're, of course, super excited. Not only because the G1 League is a very prestigious league. I think it has $46,000 in...
Yep.
It's also amazing experience and training before you go to the international.
That's
probably the biggest thing of this trip.
That's why I was going to, like, getting there and practice in a LAN environment against the Chinese teams, which is a big incognito for, like, most of the people who are in Western scene. It will be good. Even if, like, I still believe that both teams have the potential to do well. I'm not sure if they can win it all, but at least they have a chance. But even if they don't end up in first and second place, like most people in the Western scene would want them to, just the potential of playing against these big teams will bring them much more prepared to TI3.
Yeah, they'll know exactly what they need. Sorry, go on, Weppas. You do it, Weppas. You do it.
Well, they know what level they are, or is what...
Okay, Weppas.
They know.
Take a deep breath.
To the Chinese teams.
Now spit it, Weppas. Go on.
No, but they know how close they are to the Chinese in skill level, and they know what to train.
It's just a benchmark. You turn up, you play, you figure out, oh shit, we need to do a lot more training, or we're actually closer than we are. Either way, you're going to be motivated. You're going to motivate to catch up, or you're going to be motivated because you think you can beat them. And, you know, even the international, the big tournament, you know, it's 1.6 million, sure. But at the same time, you have to come top 8 to even win prize money. So I
think it will be really good, too, because, I mean, as far as I know, there's no Liquid team house. Alliance is supposed to be getting a team house, but there's nothing yet.
I think Team Liquid is planning on boot camping.
Yeah, but I mean, this
is, not
you know,
a team house.
They're going to all be living together in China, you know, so it's like it's going to be like you're in person, practice, so forth. Can be a lot more effective than it will serve as a boot camp, right? So
it's going to be really interesting, and even for the teams that are not going, just the fact that these two teams are going, when they come back, they will be like, oh well, we play with the Chinese teams, and this is what they do. Like, of course, you will keep some of that for yourself, but people will just adopt new strategies, and that's kind of weird. Adopt new strategies and maybe spread some of the Eastern metagame into the Western metagame. But then again, maybe 678 counts and.
It would be so cool, Weppas, right? It'd be so cool if you were like, you never tried rapping in your life, and then you were like the fastest rapper in the world. It would just blow my mind. It'd be like one of the slowest talkers, and then just turns into the fastest rapper. 9,001 words per minute.
Yeah.
That would be quite safe.
I just want you to go home tonight, and then just when you're kind of
Back
alone,
tomorrow.
just kind of think about that. You'll try it. You will. I'm going to do it.
Do it at the TI qualifiers.
Yeah. Anyway.
Live on stage.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Moving
good
on.
luck to the teams going there. Bring us something.
Do you know when that starts? And it's BTS and IC casting
yeah,
all of it
it's
in
actually.
English?
There are lots of tournaments that are conflicting actually with the qualifiers. Sucks for them. But particularly the G1 League finals are on the week of the.
Sorry, some guy in chat has just asked, have they discussed Artesi yet? And because the whole chat's just spamming, that guy's just come in, he's like, Jesus, chat's responsive. All right, guys, I get it. You talked about Artesi. Anyway.
But yeah, so I even lost my
train of thought.
Yeah, G League is coming up, and it's
yeah,
going to
it's
have
coming
English
probably
commentary,
during
maybe.
these qualifiers as well. So it's going to be a bit awkward. Anyway, like all the teams in G1 League are
already invited, aren't they?
Yeah, there's no team in there that's not already invited. So it's going to be no conflict in terms of teams, but conflict in terms of when you're watching stuff and what you should watch.
But if BTS is covering both of those,
I don't think BTS will be able to cover the finals.
all the G League.
So, I don't see how.
G1.
I did speak to BTS, and they were looking at solutions to be able to do the best to be able to cover both. Mm-hmm. But their focus is on the international qualifiers.
Of course.
Yeah. What's up? You're looking at my hair.
No, I'm looking at your screen behind you, which is not moving.
Yeah,
it's fine.
It's been like that. It's fine.
It's not
Chance is trying to appease you right now, Bruno.
Okay.
All right. So, I mean, really, all they need to do is provide an English stream.
Yeah.
So they set somebody up in a room, PC, get in the games, stream it in English. There you go. Everybody's happy. Wow.
Yeah.
In any case, regardless.
And that's why you're not in charge of production.
Oh, burn. All right. So Chinese Dota 2 client is now available. Perfect World servers are going to be the ones used. The website just came online recently, and apparently there's a very limited number of beta keys, so there's a lot of Scrabble.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's,
over that.
Think about starting with the Dota 2 invites all over again.
Yeah.
It's just only in China. Perfect World will be featuring the same experience that Dota 2 has, but with some small changes in terms of art. There can be no
They're removing blood. I saw Cyborg Matt's post.
They're removing blood and skeletons because...
All right, skeletons is always...
They did that, remember that?
For a while,
yeah.
The Wrath of the thing was delayed.
They had to remodel all the undead.
Just break it down for us. Perfect World, because they now have what? Their own server, their own...
Well, there will be Perfect World servers. That doesn't mean that you can't
Do
play
the Chinese still access everything through their client and Steam, right?
No,
okay.
You don't get Steam in China.
Not Steam
There's
at all.
no Steam in China. Yeah, you can have. So Perfect World is kind
It's
of
just like smog and disease.
Yeah, it's an installer
See those
that will
pictures of Shanghai
actually
recently?
launch Dota 2 for you. Perfect World will have an installer of the Perfect World program, which is kind of like Steam.
Yeah, and then
that
it will
will
take
launch
you
Dota
into Dota 2.
Once you're in the network, you can just go to any server that you can. I mean, China is kind of locked down in terms that they can't really play in many servers. They have the Perfect World server, the Shanghai server.
So when like Tron and all the IG guys have been playing for so long, they play through Steam, right?
They play through Steam because there are invites that are actually region unlocked invites, which are really hard to get, of course.
So how many people do you think this is going to be an influx of?
It's really hard to... I think they can...
I mean, what's the first round of beta keys going out?
Now already there. It's already there.
Yeah, what was it? What was the number?
I don't have the number. No one has
I think like 15.
How do you not have the number? 15 keys.
Yeah, 15.
15 keys.
Thanks, Mike.
That's probably like...
Maybe 16?
That's just an average sized family in China, right? So they're doing one family at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Don't they have like a birth control? Like you can't have more than 2 kids.
They hide them. They're
not
real.
They drown them.
Where they practice Dota.
Yeah. But yeah,
I was completely wrong with that, wasn't I? It was like the opposite. That is 15 families.
15 families. Yeah, I mean
because they all have jobs.
Potentially, there's been said to be 20 million Dota 1 players in China. That was a number that was...
Doesn't really make sense that only 18 of those people get to play Dota 2.
truth. So
they should probably give out more keys.
More like it's probably the 18 that have the PCs that are capable of running it. That's the question. Is it Dota is now formatted effectively enough to be able to run on PCs that ran Warcraft 3? Is that
pretty
correct?
much. I mean, it's kind of an exaggeration because Warcraft 3 came in 2001 or 2002, something like that. But I mean, it's good enough so that if you have a generic computer, like the computer that your mom uses, she probably can play Dota 2 there.
An apple fruit.
Did the lighting just get a lot better, or am I just used to it?
Suddenly the lighting got just...
Yeah.
Trance is on it.
But yeah, I mean, we don't have much.
It's your face, Mike. It's messing with the white balance. When you look down and there's more hair, it goes brighter. Yeah, the lighting in that corner is actually really shitty. So Mike is actually not that white at all, but he just actually looks really...
I don't know, man. Yeah.
I mean, Bruno's actually black. I mean, that's just how bad the lighting is.
That's true. I use a lot of makeup.
Yeah,
that's it.
One thing that's interesting though is that it's going to require a Chinese national ID as proof of nationality to actually be able to get into it. So it's Korea, isn't it? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of standard in a lot of countries that are not.
Which means that if you're not a Chinese national and you're living there, just like you're an interchange student or something like that.
Mike, sorry, Bruno, bring your mic closer. People want to hear you better.
You know, this mic is not.
Yeah, you know, I come down here like 30 minutes before
to
every show, and I just take this mic.
What's better, Mike, is when you unplug it during the breaks and take it with you.
This is the mic. This is supposed to go in your ear.
It's not meant to go in your ear.
It's not supposed to go there.
There's no other. Like if I put it there.
No, you put it behind your ear. The rubber band is supposed to hold the mic down.
No one ever explained that to me.
It's a fucking twisted wire. How complicated is it?
And then push it forward.
There you go.
And then put the little bit under your earlobe.
What little bit?
And now say you've been a good boy.
I've been a good boy.
Now you just have to trust. Just believe in that
Don't move
shitty
too much.
Now your mic works, and we've gone into softcore pornography.
Yes, we have. Anyway.
Next big announcement that's actually here in the Dota 2 document is that the Dota 2 Super League has been announced by Perfect World and Gamefly.
I love the name. Super
That's
League.
creative.
That is Super League.
The Super League.
It's not a league.
It's not the big league. It's not the big league. It's not the Dota 2 league. It may be the massive league, but it's the Super League. All right. It's like a superhero.
It's like Ichi must be saying, "Damn, we had Dota 2 league, but they have the Dota 2 Super League."
Oh wait. Yeah. Okay.
For people who don't know, this is Perfect World and GameFi, so the same guys that brought us the G League. So in terms of production quality, we should be expecting about the same amount of.
Oh, what really jumps out at me are the numbers here. Involved a $160,000 prize pool.
Why not? It's China. There's lots of money in esports there.
Yeah. Do you think it's a little high though? I mean, as far as like the first place finish,
well, it's pretty top heavy by our standards, but that's pretty typical.
That's also
a typical thing over there. Yeah. Because I remember PyCat was saying it was the same thing. He was actually happy with it being top heavy.
But you know the thing, like most of the professional Chinese teams get salaries and get a house and live like
in mansions,
in mansions, and so
they'll be superstars as well in a couple of years. If Dota grows this speed, like similar to how Warcraft 3 was, they will be pretty huge.
Will we be huge in China?
That's the question.
I'm planning on working out a bit more.
Because
9 inches, the 9-inch thing might work over there. That is 9 inches.
Alright, so
James.
Bruno, you want to run us down on this? You want to run us through this? You want to run us through this? We're not talking about James's cock on the show. Fucking. So
I
by Perfect World and
before this
Gamefly.
show.
I made a studio so we could talk about
James is late, and then so I go to his room to try and be like, James, get on the fucking show, and then he's there in the washroom, door open, just taking a piss.
But the trouble is, Mike walks in, looks me in the eyes, and then he looks down. I'm not lying. I'm like Mike, really.
How obvious can you be? Mike saw his opportunity, he took it.
What is going on?
And I was like, that was weird.
I was like, well, okay, all right. I'll give him a minute now.
Well, what's his face? Did he raise an eyebrow?
I don't think he saw anything anyway. It's fine.
Oh,
he's not normally this
Is he
pale.
that small?
Harding Ling. It was very cold, all right?
It is Sweden after all.
So the Curse Dota 2 Invitational.
Yeah.
It's announced
Dota 2
by Alienware. And,
Alienware?
Yeah, Alienware.
Yeah, Alienware.
He's tongue-tied, man. He's still thinking about it.
Where is your tongue tied, Adebisi?
Oh, man.
You're not outliving this one.
D-A-D-A-S-T-L.
It was like when Mike was tripping up in the sauna. That was so we're in the sauna, right? And then we're in the sauna. It's me, Scriff, and Mike, I think. And we're wearing towels. We don't have anything to hide, but we choose to because we're not Finnish. And then Mike gets down. And because I was sweating so much in the sauna, as you do, I was just kind of rubbing all my sweat across the floor with my foot, for no apparent reason, which made the floor really slippy. So Mike gets down, and he does this amazing kind of falling over dance. As he was doing it and kicking his feet back, it was amazing, because he managed to not really fall over, but then he got his towel and just kept it in place. And I was like, I don't know if I should touch him and help him. I don't know what he'd do. So he was on his own. It's a brilliant moment. He survived it very well.
Yeah, no burn.
No burns.
I did not.
Our saunas are great. We always do saunas every once in a while, just in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning.
We talk about life.
We just talk about shit, and whoever's not in the sauna, we just talk shit about them.
Yep, that's how it works.
Semmler's like, I haven't been in the sauna with them in a while.
The sauna is the secret to the old boys club. Anyway.
So, Curse Gaming, I don't really have any...
It's $10,000 tournament,
but
casting.
but is there any team invited?
No, not yet. I think they're putting that out soon.
I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
There's no team invited, but they've already made public the caster. AC is going to be casting.
Yeah.
So.
AC is going to be casting that.
Is there going to be any conflict with anything?
The Curse.
Super.
Yeah.
Not the Super.
No, the Curse.
Curse.
We've moved on to the Curse one.
No, I've not been keeping up with the show, have I?
Distraction.
Too busy thinking of...
He's thinking about the sauna.
Yeah.
Everything that goes on. Alright, but 10,000, break this. I'm not. 5,000 to first, 3,000 to second, and 2 to third. AC is going to be casting it. The schedule, however, it kicks off in the first week, May 4th through 5th. Will be the round 1 and 2 winners, and then May 11th, 12th, and May 18th. It seems like there's going to be some conflict once again with the qualifiers that are ongoing.
Again.
So, is everybody just thinking this is a great time to host their tournament? It's not like the biggest tournament in Dota 2 of the year is coming around the corner.
Watch a tournament, no one will watch because.
Well, I'm really curious. I will say though, they Trans posted on the announcement about it, and the guy was like, those dates weren't public yet, so the guy was like, yeah, we're going to look to move it basically. But I'm kind of curious about what people would rather watch if you can watch the early round in the
Navi
qualifier, or you can watch Navi versus Liquid.
That's a poll.
But the thing is,
that's a poll. Yeah,
that's a poll. This is a poll. Have you got it?
Well, we've already got a poll up right here.
That's a silly poll. Stop that poll.
But the thing is, though,
yes.
if you think about it, the 18th, that's going to be the semifinals. So it's not going to be the early stages of the
qualifier.
No, it's going to be the late stages
Guys,
of the qualifier,
look,
which is going to be interesting.
We've just got our first legitimate poll question. Okay?
Yes.
Right, Trans? Basically, it's would you rather watch qualifier games, between any of the teams, early stages?
Our audience is not biased.
Or would you rather watch,
Our audience is not biased.
No, but
everybody knows the polls are foolproof.
But it's how much do they care about, or is it Navi versus Team Liquid or something?
So what you do?
Quality of games.
Here, okay, let's say
any qualifier game or Alliance versus Navi. Any qualifier game, Alliance Navi. There you go.
And maybe put both in there. People watch both.
It's quality over importance. That's the thing. It's quality of the game over the importance of the game.
Well, it depends.
But it's not
I don't even know the fuck question.
Okay, what would you rather watch?
I said then one option was fucking tier 3 qualifier. What was the other one?
Navi versus Alliance.
Navi
Alliance.
What is that?
It's
the two teams that play Dota 2.
It's an imaginary match.
It's an imaginary match, Trans, okay?
I need to
just
know if I go...
It's an imaginary good show.
If we didn't go full retard before, I think Trans put us over the edge here.
Trans, you need to...
Oh shit! Look at those eyes, man.
Why are you on the edge, Mike? I mean, Trans.
What
did I do?
I think Trans got there before I did tonight. I think Trans has reached the edge before I did.
I feel really hurt.
Love you, Trans.
Talk. That's not how you produce a show.
Talk. Produce content.
You're live.
Go.
You bastards. Fucking talk.
I am Ron Burgundy.
I remember this is something that you guys were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I was listening, but
I mean,
it's the quality of the games over the importance of the games. You have the qualifiers, which are leading up to the biggest tournament of the year. It's 1.6 million on the line. You have the very best teams from all around the world that are competing, but the qualifiers may not necessarily be those very best top tier teams. Now, do you tune in because this is leading up to those best games, or do you tune in to get the instant gratification of Navi versus Team Liquid, which are two of the best teams?
I mean, that question is not for me, but rather for them.
But that's the thing. I mean,
it's close. But that's the thing. It is close.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's not like
can they vote twice?
No.
Yeah, but I mean, on the other hand, like
I just wondered.
In my opinion, of course, I mean, this is the opinion of the guys that are running the qualifiers, but. With the qualifiers, you have a storyline as well.
Exactly.
In terms of, you will be going through a tournament with which you want to follow. Like every day will be important. That much I can say about the format. So it's not like you'll be watching boring games that do not lead anywhere, and then you say, oh, suddenly you have the last 2 days, you have all of the things getting eliminated. So with a proper storyline and then it all comes as well to how entertaining the cast can be, the show can be. And I think people, one of the tests that we did at DreamHack Invitational was like whether people actually cared about the production value or the entertainment value.
I mean, quite frankly, when we had, I think, the end of the first group, or maybe it was the end of the second group, when it was Maus versus, maybe it was Dignitas, like, I mean, we still only hit 9,000 viewers, which is relative. So, I mean, it's like, the audience tunes in for the games. And I mean, TI, that's another kind of question, is TI big enough for the qualifiers that people will tune in for these much weaker teams because it's part of something much bigger? So,
but I think that Toby's really set a trend for production value these days, because if you look at it, Toby sits by himself in a studio and commentates, right? Now, what's AC doing? He's going to San Francisco to sit by himself in a studio.
We haven't seen it yet.
To probably cast this.
Well, the curse thing is
We don't know. We haven't seen
has no affiliation with. Who knows how?
Well, it was
setting
stars.
trends. Play-by-play casters.
Probably soon.
Solo.
Play-by-play
Catching
casters
on.
solo.
Gotta get Draskell on that.
But Draskell's the best at that, though. He can do play-by-play and analytical, so he's the double whammy. But yeah,
I mean,
I don't
that's
know.
just the need. I mean, we've talked about
do we need to
that
say
before.
anything more?
Nothing.
I don't think we need to say anything more, because now we're going to get into dark waters again. And we got to try and avoid it, I think, for Trans's sanity, at least for now.
Why is Trans mad today? Does anyone know?
You're a fucking
Don't
I don't know. He doesn't.
We're not talking to you, producer. It's our turn to talk.
You're a fucking retard.
Why is the producer?
I don't know. He had a lot of McDonald's. I think I ate some of his fries.
Did he have a McDonald's today? His
Yeah,
daily
he
McDonald's.
did, but
Two daily McDonald's. He probably
Needs a third.
sugar rush.
Could be.
All right. Well, let's just continue as we were.
Yeah, the Raid Call EMS1 summer has been announced.
Yep.
Did they announce any format changes? Because I know they said they were going to. Wait,
not,
this
not,
link.
not in the cup, the first part of the tournament, which is the important one.
Why does this?
The
Oh wait.
relevant one rather than the important one.
Why does this link go to the?
It goes to
This
the
link
same
is wrong.
The link is the same
God
link.
damn!
Why?
What McDonald's meal did he get?
It was 2 Big Macs.
We should have got my fucking Happy Meal.
It's a toy.
I actually stole that for someone in chat that said Happy Meal, and I thought that's too good to pass up. I'm going to give credit to that guy that said should have gotten a Happy Meal.
Can you find him, though?
No, chat's too fast these days.
Yeah, EMS. There will be cups like last time. There are already some teams invited, which is the teams that participated in the finals from last EMS spring. And of course, there will be 16 more invited teams, I think. And so it'll be interesting to watch. I think EMS Cup was very entertaining. from the cup part, which was the 2-day tournaments every week, to the actual online event, offline event. So I'm looking forward. They seem pretty eager to improve on what they made. They even improved lots of things during
it, yeah. I mean, my big question is going to be, is it going to feel like I'm just watching another Join Dota with Toby thing, or am I going to feel like I'm watching EMS? Because when you watch like EMS CSGO, it's like in the ESL studio, you've got ESL guys, it feels very ESL, it's unique.
Actually, and there was the Join Dota logo in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, it just...
Well, they have a partnership.
I think that's fine, but it... I mean, more the earlier stuff was just...
One thing I've noticed about ESL...
Games.
One thing I've noticed about ESL, since they've got a lot more contracts, they're not that scared of competition anymore. A long time ago, ESL would never have given a partner the ability to work on their product. But now they have. And Freaks for You Gaming and ESL didn't get on along at all. One of the people at Freaks for You used to be at ESL, and then they fell out. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, that's so it's really quite cool that they did a partnership for that. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do for the next season in terms of with the, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I think it was a good partnership that made a lot of sense because this tournament wouldn't have had as many eyeballs on it if not for Toby's massive following and Joined Out and everything.
Indubitably.
But for what could be a premier online to offline event, I think they can do more for that online production value, and I think they plan to.
People that were exclusive to ESL at the end, like Cowboys, of course, exclusive to ESL. Zoe and Pyrion, while not part of the ESL group. Zoe's part of the ESL, right?
Zoe's part of Freaks for You, so she's part of the same organization as Toby, isn't she?
I don't know much about her.
Zoe? No? Okay. But Pyrion Flags at least, even if it's not part, like Zoe and Pyrion Flags were not in any other tournament.
Yeah.
So they're kind of like, okay, this is the only brand that uses them, so it's fresh, refreshing. Yeah. So that's a step in the right direction, right there. Hey, Apollo.
What's up, mate? So we have the seeded teams here for the Cups. Just going to bring you up some of the general information. The seeded teams for the Cup, so Mousesports, Navi, DD, Rocks, Kiss, Fnatic, Absolute Legends, Alliance, and
Rats in the Dark, which is the teams that went to the finals last time.
And then the prize pool as well. Pretty good spread.
Yeah, no, that's a great distribution. I mean, every team going gets at least 2,000. Prize money mid-season. It's good.
It is nice. So looking forward to see more of the MS Cup.
Yeah. And that just about brings us to a close in the Dota 2 news here. I know that, Bruno, you actually have an announcement or an add-on, I think, that you'd like to
first, the sad part, I have no stats today.
Yeah.
I have no stats, and I won't lie, I just like being very busy with the things from the Western qualifiers, and when I tried to start them today, it was too late to actually get anything meaningful. But I did want to do, anyways, some kind of announcement that adds to the fact that we're doing the in-house pub stomp, which I'm going to go through again. Like for people who didn't tune in at the beginning, for the Western qualifiers final, we're running a pub stomp in the house, in the good house. So while we'll be casting here in the studio, people will be upstairs, will be in the lobby and the living room.
In the garage, or not the garage. We'll put them in the garage. No. In the living room.
Yeah, people will be in the garage.
Thank you.
I don't have anything in the garage.
Yeah, in the living room, and you'll be able to see. Just send an email to info@thegoodstudio.com if you can come and you want to come, and we'll choose as many people as we can fit.
Yeah.
Having said that,
pictures would be great.
Pictures will be great.
No. It's not.
Link to Facebook.
No, it's not fair, but I mean, it's...
Pictures
will be great.
Jesus.
Facebook profiles.
It just so happens that there's 2 couches in the living room.
If we can't get people to come over to a pub stomp, should we just like get 20 hookers and put them in front of Dota 2 and make them watch it?
The neighbors.
Well, for hookers?
We have 20 easy access. Thanks, Apollo. Great ideas, the Shermanator. Jeez. Hopefully people will want to make an effort and come, but
the thing is, we don't want to make it like a Stockholm exclusive event, because I mean, of course, if you live in London, you might not be able to come here. But what we want to encourage you, and I mean, this is just us telling you, if you want to do this. I think it would be really fun if we could make kind of the finals general pub stomp day all along the world. I know that certain people that will be announcing soon, like other members from the community, are trying to organize their pub stomps in their own cities.
Yeah, just to touch on that, like during the show, like those people that we already know that are trying to do pub stomps, we might try and contact them live on the show and check in how they are at the pub. So if you've got a good internet connection and can set up a webcam, you know, we might try and say hi to you if we can. So if you do a pub stomp, you should definitely let us know about it.
Yep.
And maybe we can get some swag as well or something.
Something nice. There's always something nice to give away. And
there is one in London, by the way.
There is one in London.
Yeah.
I was not saying.
Someone said, "No, I'm in London," and I'm like, "No, there will be one."
There will be one in London. And the other thing is that even if you don't have any good internet connection, like you can always send pictures or just.
Yeah. Well, that's.
It's going to be like the idea is to be everyone connected. Of course, that for some places in the world the hour would be more appropriate than for others, but at least like people who are in Europe will be able to have fun.
Some guy said, "Can I call me in front of projector a pub stomp?" I think he wanted to also add wasted and pissing himself, but that could class.
That counts.
It counts.
It counts.
Send us a picture.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the announcement I wanted to make. Just go if you want to organize a pub stomp May 19, not the other days. I mean, if you want to, but we will be doing only the May 19 one, and we'll get in touch with you when we're doing it. So
there you have it.
And that wraps up the...
Are we going to try and organise where the information about pub stomps are going to be focused? Because if everyone sends us their information if they're going to or planning or want to do a pub stomp, can we get some place where they can help organise it?
Yeah, I was about to say. No,
but... think about it, guys,
okay.
right?
No, James.
No, James. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. But it sounds like we have a good tool for this already.
No, that's an email. You fucking
Not
retard.
the fucking email. There's something else on the internet that we have. The
subreddit.
No.
Well, the subreddit is kind of cool.
Because, well, obviously the subreddit would work well.
Look, if you're hosting a pub stomp, just send an email to info@thegoodstudio.com, alright, guys?
There's someone that wants to host it, idiots, and then there's someone that wants to go to one. So you need to find a place where people can connect. So if someone's like, I'm wanting to host one in Manchester, and they email us, and then we don't want the emails from the people who are like, I really want to go to a pub stomp. We want to just put that out either on our subreddit saying, I'm interested in going to these different
Well, that was the idea.
areas
Like,
of
if
pub
they
stomps.
email,
but who's organising? Like, where are we putting that information at? That was the question.
Well, the subreddit is a good thing. The thing about the email is that if people say, I can run a pub stomp in Singapore, I can run a pub stomp in India, whatever, like we can gather all that and put them on the Reddit post and keep just an updated subreddit post like, this guy can do this guy can do this guy can do this.
The Reddit post is great because people can access it directly, but there's also our website that we can put that kind of information on.
Yeah,
Make
of course.
a post and
but
use
the thing
our
about the
website
Reddit
as
is like someone can see that and, I can jump in, or someone might say, yeah, I really want to, I live in Manchester, but there's nothing in Manchester, so...
No. Well, regardless, Good Studio, subreddit, Dota 2 subreddit, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of it in there. But there's also thegoodstudio.com.
Send us an email, do everything.
So we may put a post up on that and just try and gather as much information from our emails, seeing as how we'll be getting the emails, so we can keep you all posted there directly. But regardless, I think that brings us to a close in our Dota 2 section.
Yep.
So, Bruno, thanks.
Time for the Shermanator.
It's dark again.
And Weppas as well, thank you.
Can we just have...
Mike is staying on board.
Can we just have... no, come on, Shermanator. Could you just come...
No, wait, I think you should
walk
walk in.
I think you should walk in.
Yeah, he should walk
Just
in.
walk...
It's not Shermanator.
Wait, where's the dog tags?
You know Johnny Bravo?
Dude, you cannot give him the status of Johnny Bravo. That man is a legend, a gentleman, and a scholar.
He hasn't earned it yet.
Well, within StarCraft, I'll take Johnny Bravo.
No. Sorry, mate.
Caldor's already going for that.
Calder doesn't make hair, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be here with our StarCraft 2 section of the show. So don't go anywhere.
I was swearing at the other guy, not Semmler, by the way. OP in the corner. Fucking hate OP. Prick.